we talk about being honest and being upfront, right? But even with that, the game looks the same, right? Very few of us are fortunate enough to be able to just tell a girl that, hey, this is just going to be some sex. Like, you're going to get rejected most of the time. Most people are going to get rejected if they operate on that, right? And we can't just look at it from our lens because some of us have those opportunities, right? But most men don't have that opportunity to just say, "Hey, we're just gonna have sex. This is what we're gonna do." That's not going to get you in there. For most men, that won't work. For most men, they're too awkward. For most men, they ain't tall enough. For most men, they don't look good enough for that, right? They don't have enough swag for that. They don't have enough charisma. They can't even operate on that optic. So that's a tough part. So when we push up on these ladies, and definitely I'm guilty of it. Like when I was just kind of figuring out, like 18, whatever, figuring out how to deal with the ladies and stuff. I was a nice guy, right? And that might be to mine and the young lady's detriment because I'm doing these things. I'm doing like courting. I'm dating. It would feel just awkward for me to just go ahead and be like, yo, this is what it is. It didn't seem like the right thing to do. And that's not what I was taught the entire time. So even if I wanted limited access to the woman, I still gave a little bit too much, whereas it would cause the confusion because I wasn't mean. I wasn't, you don't tell them because it would feel like it was disrespectful to tell her about a bunch of other ladies that you're dealing with. I'm not going to exchange stories, which I'm not even going to talk about it because, our time is our time. So it's easy to give off these mixed messages, right? And I did it when I was first learning. And a lot of men do it well into their 40s, 50s, just because that's the only way that they know. And you're going to have these attachments. And once these women get attached to you, then you're going to start getting problems. And back in the day, when women would do that, they'd be like, Trevor, I'm falling for you. You know what? I'm like, oh, she's talking crazy. Block. And when you try to look at it from the other end, you're like, damn. In retrospect, it's just like, damn, what have I done? You know what I mean? I didn't think about that at the time. I'm just like, she'll find another one, but not knowing that she may have grown attached to me in this way. And I've had some women tell me some crazy stuff like, yeah, no matter, I don't care who I get married to, I'm still going to deal with you. And I'm like, damn, this is going to be somebody's wife behaving like this, man. So I would just caution young men to be careful how they go into these relationships because some of the things that we do are pretty destructive towards other humans. And it's not how I'm married now, so it's whatever. I'm retired, but I definitely understand what he was talking about with breaking people. And even if it's not intentional, sometimes it just happens because you can't tell a person how to feel about you, right? If all the time that they spend with you is good, you're a nice person, you a vibe, whatever, and then they like to make love, and man, it is what it is. They're going to get attached sometimes, and there's nothing you could really do to stop that. And they could get with another dude, and it might not be the same feeling, might not be the same vibe, and it's like, damn, you might have broke this woman, and it happens to men too.
All right.
Trev, you were whispering empty. Trev, you was whispering empty
Sweet nothings.
sweet nothings into her ear and sweet dicking them down, huh?
Yeah, I think a lot of like to your point, Trev, about creating a like certain men are this word like we all of this shit is all tied in together because I think your self-awareness allows you the ability to be happy with who you are, and to being happy with who you are can make other people comfortable around you, and making a woman comfortable around you is how you unlock all the extra stuff, and just by being that way she can fall in love. So yeah, we got to be careful. We definitely got to be careful, Joe. I 100% agree with you, bro.
All right, everybody spoke on this one, right?
All right, yeah, I want to add one more thing before we move on. I just want to say integrity matters at the end of the day. Like, especially for us as men, I would say like it helps to not lie to them. Like I know, like when I was younger, I probably lied to try to get my way. But as I became older and more emotionally mature, I've come to the understanding that when it comes to women, you're gonna have a better shot just being honest, no matter what it is. Now, your approach also matters too. Tact matters, the words you use, how you communicate. I probably wouldn't tell any woman that this is just sex and that's what it is, man, get the fuck out of here. But, I would probably communicate to her that, hey, maybe I'm not available in this way. And if you're okay with that, then we can continue. But if you're not okay with that, I understand because I respect your feelings. I think it's important to respect women's feelings and respect, like you can't just dog them all out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's something that unfortunately was encouraged, and for a lot of us is like, yo, you could just dog out, kind of like what you were saying, Trev. Like she would pour out her heart to you, and you're just like, block. And it's like you don't know what she was feeling on that. And so I think that we got to be a lot more emotionally mature in that regard and be willing to communicate and just say, hey, look, you may have these feelings for me, maybe my feelings aren't the same, and I'm going to give you the freedom to decide if you want to move on or if you want to end things here, and we just got to do that. Sometimes we got to take the initiative and end the relationship for her, because maybe she won't be willing to create that separation, and you might have to do that just to spare her feelings. But we should care, at the end of the day, we're all people. We all got to live in the world together, and we should give a damn. We should care about how we're treating other people, because at the end of the day, we're all we have on this rock.
I think what Trev is alluding to though is that there's a lot of men out there that do it the right way. They genuinely give a damn about the women that they're trying to talk to. They genuinely give a damn about the women that they want to sleep with and things like that. But what happens if you're the guy that feels like you're doing everything the right way, and you look across on you and the dog's winning? Like what? Because we've heard in these conversations that a lot of dudes Pac included, said he turned into a whole dog out here when he realized the dogs were winning. Even if it's wrong, even when we know that it's wrong, but if wrong is right and right is wrong, how do you decipher that? Like if I'm looking across from,
it might sound, my bad, it might sound crazy, but I think a lot of the time the dogs are winning because those be the ones that be the most honest with women a lot of time. Like they might be perceived as like, yo, he's a dog, he got all these women, and then but a lot of times, whether it's harshly honest or whether they're being tactful about it, like they're honest. And I've heard so many women say this that I can't discount it. Like a lot of times when women are upset with something, they don't be upset at what happened. They be upset at being betrayed or like being lied to. I think we got to give a lot of women credit for that. Like if you're telling them the honest, God honest truth, I think a lot of them can accept it. I think just like Trev said, though, we weren't conditioned to tell them the truth. We were conditioned to feel like, damn, if I tell her the truth, I'm disrespecting her. I'm dogging her out by telling her I don't want a relationship. And it's like, you got to be real. You got to be real.
I guess that's what I'm speaking to is the guys that's why I led with a lot of these guys do genuinely give a damn about these women. They do genuine. So they actually are going to these women with the genuine intent of, I like you. It ain't me running game on you. It ain't me trying to, I really want to take you out. I really want to love you and all of that. And then, yeah, I'm being honest, the dog being honest, but the dog is winning.